Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kosala, also known as Marventus, and we're back in the world of Dungeon Siege. Now I know what you're thinking. This is not the character we started out with, and yes, indeed, you are quite right. We started out with the gun-slinging woman, but to be fair, I got tired of her in a really big hurry. Therefore, I restarted the game and switched to Anjali over here, who's proving to be a great deal more amusing. She has two forms. Human combat form, which is melee, and then the mage caster form, which is range, which is loads of fun to play. Also been leveling her a little bit. So we are now level 8, and we've got new quests, new items, and since we stepped off, I have finished that entire first quest line along with the boss fight, which I didn't manage to film because it happened so quickly and I won so fast I didn't actually have time to plan for it. Then there was this town area that we've been through in this early leveling stage to learn the game quite nicely. It was well set up and well executed, reasonably challenging. I'm playing at normal level right now, and we are now into the second story portion of the game in the area of the woods called the Morrowweald. The Morrowweald. We've been joined by none other than... I forget his name already. What is his name? It is Lucas. Lucas, one of the other player characters you could have played had he not picked Anjali. So Lucas is joining us. Good to have in the sidekick. The mobs are getting a little bit heavier in the count now, and it comes in thick and fast every now and then. So let's continue and see the controls.
This forest is supposed to have been magnificent before the Legion fell.
The controls are frankly quite unwieldy. Somebody on the site suggested a gamepad. I think a gamepad is kind of mandatory. This right-click moving is occasionally frustrating. But, well, it is what it is. You can't have everything. Here we are in the Morrowweald, moving through now. And let's see what we get out of here. If you go toe-to-toe on long range, they've got absolutely no chance.
Look out!
Where? What? Oh, there. This looks like it might get slightly more interesting. Things coming closer, switching to the other stance, and away we go. Now, I started out doing a bunch of insane button mashing, but turned out pretty quickly that because of the attacks being quite slow, button mashing is largely pointless. So you can pretty much take it easy in your fights when playing Anjali, and then just you can only pretty much do an attack every second or so. And because she wields a gigantic spear, it hits multiple mobs, which is pretty good. See how we do here. So far, no serious challenge. The area picturesque and beautiful, as always. Sorry for the slightly hicked up frame count. I've got quite a frame rate rather. I've got quite a high graphic setting set up, and Fraps is eating at it a little bit because I am recording at full... Whoa! Time for our special move, holding down the shift button, and she goes ape. Switch back into long range mode. Nice. As I was saying, Fraps eating into the frame rate a little bit because I'm capturing at full resolution. Let's see what we picked up here. Some new loot. Swift Breastplate of Sanctuary is actually exactly what we're wearing, so let's move right along. I've also noticed that the money is largely useless. I mean, you do make quite a bit of money because you don't really need to buy anything. And I have so far completely avoided buying anything since I started the game. I have not bought a single item. The drops are in general so good that buying stuff is largely pointless. I'm assuming that some vendors at some point will showcase some sort of unique and impossible to acquire items. So I'm just saving my money so far, actually. Oops, close range again. See, I've got things on my back here, and basically moving around to get out of the way is a major nuisance. Another nice thing is if you hit the R key, it tells you where your currently registered quests are. In the quest log, you can simply track quests by clicking on them. And then every single time you need some directions or you get lost, you just hit the R key and it points along the way. That is just a nice addition, really, all around a nice addition. Let's move on.
These slimy devils have it in for us.
Why, yes they do.
One more down.
Oh, that one is actually quite painful. That special attack that comes when you hold down the shift button is actually pretty damn useful. And there we have a level up. Nice, very nice. In fact, I only had my last level up quite recently, so that's actually quite cool. Whoa, we've got more stuff coming in. Just like in Diablo, when you level up you get maximum health and mana back. So leveling up in the middle of a fight is really incredibly convenient. Now we seem to have hit some sort of dead... and there we are. So it automatically pops up your abilities window whenever you level up, but only when you're out of combat, so it does that quite nicely. Let's see what we got here. We've got a new selection tier of abilities that have cropped up now. That's very nice. Let's see what we got. Ignite sets a weapon ablaze, increasing damage. As far as I can see, the majority of these agility abilities work passively. Nothing you need to actually do yourself. It just happens for you, which is good. Sets a weapon ablaze, and that has already been purchased. So let's see what we got here. Summon Jackal and human form. Right, let's go with Summon Jackal, which is nice. Yet another dude to help out. So on this one we've gone all offensive, no defensive. In this one, let's see, we've got a blend of defensive for now. Health per rank, rejuvenating spark. This is a very useful trick. I think I'll just follow through and finish that up. I've maxed out 2 of my circles. The 5% bonus to will per rank is nice, and then the 10% chance per rank to regenerate life is also nice. I'm now looking at this Grace of Flame. So your agility is applied to block value, which comes in pretty handy. And then Spiritual Devastation, critical hits. Since you don't get crit hits that regularly, I simply figured why bother, really. So unless I've got stuff over, I will leave it at that. And you also get to pick abilities for your sidekick. So he's got here Shield Wall and Heroic Charge. Let's go with that one. And then we got Graceful Repose, gains 5% lifesteal. Blade Dash, wonderfully useful, already maxed out. Shield Pummel Terminal, knock down opponents, does an additional 20% damage. Let's continue with that for now. And let's also, I've got here fully maxed out critical hits dealing additional 10% bonus, and Wrathful Might about to be maxed out. 4% per attack, which is always nice. Can't have enough attack. There we are, we're all set. Let's move on. And what do we have here? And we have another one here. Okay, let's take a look at what we picked up. We've got a new primary weapon. Venomous Maul of Conflagration, already using that one. Tough Breastplate, that does not look good. So let's skip that. And mosey right along. Where are we going? There we are, great balls of gold fire leading the way.
These slimy devils have it in for us.
This is a little tragic. In the thick of battle you actually can't see what the hell's going on, which is a little unfortunate because the graphics are pretty damn awesome. Would be nice to see shit as it happens, but what the hell? There's just too many mobs in the way generally. Let's see if that's something new. Maul of Frost. More attack. More ice. Yet no fire and poison. Tricky business. I would say no to that one. The fire and poison is working out quite nicely for me so far.
Trouble ahead.
You know, I might need to change my mind about the critical hits. They do seem to be coming quite thick and fast. Whoa, things got a little jumpy there. Sorry about that. This is actually the lowest frame rate I've had.
It, the tree. This is where they died.
Ah, a bit of game lore. If you think back to the first movie and the introduction, the tree where they died, this is where the badass bad girl came along and knocked the crap out of the entire unit that came to kill her. This must have been the tree where it died. How do I activate that secondary skill, I wonder? Control? Or left shift? No. If somebody knows how to activate that button, do let me know. I can't for the life of me be bothered to read manuals. And that's just the way it is. So the dog, how do I summon the dog? I know how to activate that form. I just hit Q. And how do I activate the dog? How indeed? That's going to be the question of the day. How do I activate the dog? I have absolutely no idea. Whoa! The hell just happened? I hit the number 1 key and all kinds of crazy shit happened. I just discovered how to activate the dog. There it is. I hit the number 2 key for that. Surely, of course, that makes sense. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, obviously, it makes complete sense. I don't know what I was talking about there. It is completely obvious how to do it. It's a bit of... Oh, I see. It used up a bunch of mana as well. Intriguing. Intriguing. I just made it through the entire first part of this.
That's my father, I think.
His father lies dead. I was gonna say I made it through the entire first part of the game without knowing how to press the 1 and 2 keys there. I am an idiot, boys and girls. An idiot.
He's been lying out here all these years.
And
didn't think it would bother me seeing him like this.
nice. I do like the story elements of the game. On the whole, I've been following the RP side of it all along, and it really is pretty excellent, actually. Slain by Jane Cassander. That's her name. Jane Cassander. Return to Odo. Let's take a little waltz around here. And on the subject of Odo, we have once again taken over the castle that we originally ran away from. So that's our sort of base away from everything else. This is a nice graphic. I mean, look at that rock texture. Some good work going on here by the developers. Now, once again, sorry about the frame rate. This is the lowest frame rate I've ever...
Are you seeing him too? A child? This can't be right.
Be careful. You're in danger here.
What's your name? Have we met before?
I'm a friend. We've never met, but I've known the Legion for a long time. Many wander here in visions and dreams. You are the first to walk this ground awake. The first in many years. Tell me, quickly, what brings you to this place?
The voice acting in general is absolutely top-notch, and I was mentioning the RP elements before. It just suddenly springs up on you, as it did just now. I'm quite rather glad I got to film that, actually.
An old Legionnaire sent me to find this place. His name is Odo.
I met Odo once. A long time ago. He still remembers. But he isn't sure it was real. Odo's dreams have brought him to this grove, but never by choice. Why would he send you here?
We were looking for the Grandmaster's ring to open the Legion causeways.
That ring is important, but it isn't what Odo thinks. It won't open a causeway. Building the causeways was an act of creation. That is the most ancient power of all. passed down to us from the gods of old. Opening a causeway, that is an act of creation too. I can give you that power, but you must promise never to come here again.
Can you tell me why, at least?
At the heart of this forest is a seed, one that's been dormant for many long years. It has great power and potential, but not for good. Not anymore. It is very, very old. Older than the rest of the valley. Older than the mountains or the sky. The whole forest is waking. You've got to leave.
Can we leave by the same path?
You will never find your way. Not now. The Mornwild will trap you here, unless I intervene. I'll send you back to the edge of the forest. Remember what you saw here. Hold it in your mind, or it will slip away like a dream. The causeways are yours. Use them to rebuild your kingdom, and make your country whole. I ask only this. Let no one set foot in this forest. Neither enemies nor friends. I'll guard this place. For as long as I can.
Well, doesn't look as though the forest wants any visitors.
What are you talking about? We just came from the forest. Don't...
Right, very funny. You have an odd sense of humor, you know.
Well, it seems our sidekick has already forgotten the journey. There you have it, a little deja vu. Let's go save the game before we do anything else, since it seems to have come quite far. There we have it. But yes, top-notch RP elements. I'm really quite happy about that. Let's take a look at where into the Mornwield. We did that. Find the slain leeches, retrieve the ring, return to Odo. Yes, let us return to Odo. The causeways that was mentioned in the video is how we got started on this particular quest. And basically it's a method of travel between the large areas of the map into some sort of magical means. And I'm certainly glad to hear that, because there are quite large areas to travel that are somewhat repetitive, and it would be nice to get some shortcuts through it. The mobs respawn over time, even in the areas you've already cleared, which can be a little bit of a hassle, but if you're coming back from like a while ago, then you'll be much stronger, much tougher, so they tend to die pretty quickly anyway. I mean, these guys were actually causing me trouble the first time I came here, and now they're going down in droves. I have no idea what that time icon on top of me is, but there we have it. Going this way. Whoa, we've got spiders landing on us. Our sidekick really doesn't hit particularly hard, which is a tad unfortunate. But anyway, he's a good blocker and a reasonable tank, which is the important thing. I didn't even know that area effect thing existed. That is too hilarious. Well, I'm not sure I'm doing any damage here.
One more down.
Indeed. Where are we going? We're going this way. Whoa, can't shoot through the poles, running around. This is pretty convenient when the mobs get blocked in by Lucas in a corner somewhere. They can't get past him and you can just sit in the back and pelt away, which is quite convenient indeed. And we are back in the castle. Back in the castle, off to see Odo. Let's see what he has to say. I got a couple of side quests I never actually managed to finish either, actually. But I'm sure in time I will. And some of this... Oh, another important thing is that in each given area you've got to complete the quests before you move on the major quests. So the side quests, if you don't complete them, can wind up being unavailable after you moved on in the major quest. A little unfortunate they didn't warn about that ahead of time, because that happened to a side quest I actually wanted to do. That was part of the story quest. It was optional, but it would have been nice to know that I couldn't go back and actually do it. And here we are. Oh, what the hell is this? Why is there a big ass arrow there?
Azunai's blood. You look different somehow. Changed.
You found the tree, didn't you? And something more. What did you see in that forest?
At the foot of the tree, I spoke to a boy.
Golden hair, piercing eyes, kind voice, but far too old for his age. Stories of that boy go back to the first conclave, and that's 1,000 years, maybe more. The Radiant Youth, they called him.
He gave me the power to open the causeways. In return, he doesn't want anyone to set foot in the Mournweald ever again.
No one at all? But why not? What does he fear?
The boy didn't tell me his name.
No, he never does. And he takes different forms. He doesn't look the same to everyone. The boy, that's an auspicious form. Speaks of new beginnings, rebirth. Same form that the first Legionnaires saw back in the days of the Founding. Most Legionnaires see the warrior, but I saw the boy too. Wondered what it meant back then.
So you've met the child before? And Martin, you've met him too?
No, not me. I've only heard stories.
No one's seen him in a long time.
You think the child fears something? Or someone?
He's not afraid for his own sake. That child is more than he appears. He could be trying to keep us safe. Still, why forbid anyone from entering the forest?
If I can open the causeway, we shouldn't wait any longer. Let's take back the town.
She's right, Odo. We can think on the boy's words later. Now's the time to strike.
When you reach the other side, you'll find yourself in a crypt, I think. Should be in the town graveyard. Head west, straight for the main square. Rajani is probably holed up inside the town hall. Take her alive if you can.
The causeway. When I'm inside, what can I expect?
In my day, they were safe. But no one's walked those roads in years. Try not to look down. That's the best advice I can give. Eyes...
Is Martin well enough to fight?
I've already told Martin. He's still in no condition for a pitched battle.
No, but we can't leave the villagers to fend for themselves. I'll do what I can to protect them. Try to get them to safety. Maybe distract some of the other Leskanzi too. The ones outside the town.
Anything else I should know?
The Boyar. Lazar Basili. They're probably holding him in the town hall. Once you've dealt with Rajani, don't forget to set him free.
Remember, we're the Legion. We
Bold
will
words
overcome.
there from Mr. Martin. Bold words indeed. Let's take a look at our quest. What do we got here? We've got the battle for Ravens Hill, this dramatic stuff. The battle of Ravenshill. Right. At this point, it's late, therefore I am going to stop here and continue later on. Until next time, folks, I hope you're enjoying the continued series. Do comment below and let me know what you like. And if you enjoy what you see, remember to subscribe. Till later, ta-ta.